pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Here.
Mr. Franco.
I'm here.
And Mr. Cabrera.
I am here. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, notice requirements have been satisfied as to the time, place, and date of holding said meeting by posting notice on the bulletin board here in Borough Hall and by emailing the same to the Herald of Cape May County and the Press of Atlantic City on October 15th, 2025. In the event of an emergency, the emergency exit is our front left, your back right, or the door just by the American flag. Just a reminder, I just want to do a sound check. Brian, how are we sounding? Good to go on YouTube and Facebook. We are being shown live here today on the borough's social media channels. Those watching live and you'd like to make a public comment or statement, you can dial into the access code 8, dial the conference line using the number 888-363-4734, and when prompted, you're going to enter the access code 9699020, followed by the pound or the hashtag. In the event you're watching, you watch the recorded version of this meeting, and you have a comment or a question you'd like to make, you're more than welcome to email our clerk at clerk@wildwoodcrest.org or phone her at 609-729-8040. On the topic of public comment, I just want to read an excerpt and an overview from the Open Public Meetings Act with respect to public comment again and comments made here today or at any meeting. At a public meeting in New Jersey, individuals can voice their opinions, concerns, and questions about matters of public interest. The public comment period allows for expressions of support or opposition to proposed actions and for the sharing of personal experiences and information relevant to the discussion. However, speakers must maintain decorum, refrain from personal attacks, and avoid disruptive and disorderly conduct. What is allowed? You're allowed to express your opinion and your concerns. You're allowed to share personal experiences and information. You're certainly allowed to ask questions, although you may not get an answer right away. The governing body can always get back to you later. You can offer suggestions or proposals for improvements or alternate solutions to the issues at hand. What's not allowed? Personal attacks, obscenity, or slanderous remarks. That includes mentioning anyone's name that works for this municipality. Disruptive or disorderly conduct, filibustering or hijacking the proceedings. When our violations, Borough can take respective action. We will hold a time limit. That's 5 minutes. Sign-up lists if necessary, which we're not doing right now. The board does not have to immediately respond, but if we need time to do the research, we're more than welcome and happy to get back to everybody. I want to ask everybody to keep their comments to be respectful. You're certainly allowed to your opinion, although just be mindful that opinion is not fact. Focus on the issues. That is my report on the Open Public Meetings Act, and I'd ask everyone in this room and going forward to comply with that request. Madam Clerk.
Yes, sir. We have ordinance 1468, and it is a reappropriation bond.
Motion that ordinance number 1468 be placed on second reading and final passage by title only.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that ordinance number 1468 be placed on second and final reading by title only.
Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Ordinance 1468 reads as follows. An ordinance providing for the improvement of various road in and by the borough of Wildwood Crest in the county of Cape May, New Jersey, and appropriating $650,000 therefore from funds available under an ordinance of the borough heretofore adopted.
Motion that a public hearing now be held on ordinance number 1468.
Second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded that a public hearing on ordinance number 1468 now be held.
Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes. Floor is open for public comment on ordinance number 1468 and 1468 only. Anyone on the conference line, public comment? Ordinance number 1468. Hearing none.
Motion that a public hearing on ordinance number 1468 now be closed.
Second it.
It has been moved and seconded that the public hearing on ordinance number 1468 now be closed.
Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yep.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Motion that ordinance number 1468 be passed on second and final reading and advertised according to law.
Second the motion?
It has been moved and seconded that ordinance number 1468 be passed on second and final reading and advertised according to law.
Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next, we have the resolutions. The first is authorizing to terminate all participation under SHBP and SEHBP, including prescription drug plan and/or dental plan coverage.
Motion it?
Second?
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is authorizing amendment of Resolution Number 25-77, which authorized the appointment of health insurance brokerage consultant for the year 2025 as a professional service contract without public bidding.
Motion it?
Second?
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is authorizing the award and execution of agreement with Braven Health to procure and provide medical insurance and prescription services.
Motion it?
Second?
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is authorizing the award and execution of agreement with AmeriHealth to procure and provide insurance and prescription services.
Motion?
Second?
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is authorizing cancellation and refund of taxes for a totally disabled veteran.
I'll motion it.
I'll second that.
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is authorizing Borough Engineer Work Order for professional survey services for 201 West Pittsburgh Avenue at the not-to-exceed sum of $1,500.
Motion?
I will second that.
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
A quick question about that.
Sure.
How do we go out for that? Who do we contact for that? Is that a bid, or is that just for actual survey? Is that the only,
We just went to our engineer for that.
is that just,
So we were asked to provide a proposal, we did.
okay. I didn't know if that was
Just goes through you.
another,
What's that?
Just goes through your people,
Yeah.
through you.
okay, got it.
Okay.
Yes.
Roll call, Mr. Franco.
Yes.
And Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is authorizing the appointment of Carl Gruen as a member of the Wildwood Crest Back Bay Dredging Advisory Committee for terms commencing immediately and expiring December 31st, 2026.
I'll be happy to motion that.
Second?
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is authorizing a licensing agreement between the Borough of Wildwood Crest and Wildwood Catholic Academy for use of the Joseph Fon Savage Pool for swim season 2025-2026.
Motion?
Second?
It's been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is authorizing expenditure to purchase a 2026 Ford Utility Interceptor base vehicle for the Construction Code Department under state contract in the amount of $44,236.40. Can I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is amending Resolution Number 25-29 to include website design at the not-to-exceed sum of $5,475.
Motion it?
Second?
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Motion that all bills properly authorized as submitted be paid.
Second it?
It has been moved and seconded that all bills properly authorized as submitted be paid. Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
And Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Thanks, Trish.
Sure.
Thank you, Trish.
Yep.
Okay, under correspondence, we have two matters that were sent to us by mail and email. First one by James Flaherty with respect to trash collection on Sundays. I'll read his comments and his requests. I have been coming to Wildwood Crest with my family for over 20 years, and it just gets better every year. Thank you for your work and governance toward making the Crest the beautiful place it is. I write to ask you to consider stopping municipal garbage collection on Sundays. Sunday is the Lord's Day, celebrating the resurrection, a day of joy and rest from unnecessary work. I recognize the necessity of police, fire, and EMS, the lifeguards to work on Sundays, but think that the Crest could be without the trash collection on Sundays. Thank you in advance for considering my thoughts, and keep up the great work you are doing. So that is the first one. I will respond to that. So the reason, and one of the reasons why there is trash collection on Sundays is as everyone heads to the beach on Sundays, a lot of the oceanfront and the beach block properties had trash overflowing their dumpster, because if the weekends are so busy, if you don't pick them up, that trash will be all over the place on their property, and something that everybody would see and smell at times, depending on how hot it is. So there is, that was the reason why there is a trash. I have to believe that, although I don't disagree with Mr. Flaherty is saying, I do believe that as a tourist community, I think it's a service that our beach block property, hotel, motels, businesses, condominium associations, anyone that heads to the beach, nobody wants to look at trash laying all over or smelling it. So my preference would be to keep it as is, but certainly I'd like to thank Mr. Flaherty for his communication and taking the time to write the letter. Trish, that being said, I'm assuming the governing body, do you have any comments or questions on that?
I think so. Thank you. It's good.
All right. Trish, would you mind respond, because it looks like he wrote this, didn't write an email, so
I'm happy to.
just respond to him with a quick letter indicating that we did raise it in public session, and we're going to keep it as is for now. Okay, next one is from an individual, Brian Schwartz. Please read this statement at the next commissioners meeting. I would like to publicly thank the Department of Public Works for the amazing effort to restore the Wild Crest beaches within one day after the effects of Hurricane Erin last month. They did an amazing job so we could all enjoy the beach uninterrupted for the remainder of the 2025 summer. Our existing dunes did their job to protect the infrastructure. Imagine if the water was 650 feet closer to land as proposed in the Army Corps project. That would be terrible. Thank you to the Borough Commissioners for pushing back on destroying our beautiful beach and existing dune. Brian Schwartz. Thank you, Brian. Okay, that brings us, that closes out correspondence and brings us to the discussion items. We have nothing listed under new business. We'll go through the old business real quick. Box truck ordinance, I believe we're still waiting for some comments from the PD to Solicitor Galzunas. 250th Birthday Committee, as I mentioned, we're looking to schedule a meeting here probably in October or November to start planning some of the 250 America's Birthday events for next year. Municipal app is on hold. That's going to be a budgetary line item for 2026. Historical Museum, Pam Bullington is working for the Recreation Department. She is in the process of inventorying what the borough has in its possession. It's everything from the fishing pier artifacts to all the artifacts that were once owned by the Wildwood Crest Historical Society, in the hopes of creating a historical museum potentially at the south side of the rescue building. And I did ask her, and she is ready to come in and make a presentation to the borough. When she's ready, I'll let everybody know, and we'll get her on an agenda. Nothing new on traffic calming, just waiting for the grant writer. Back beach excavation is something that we're going to look at into the fall and to next year. Commission, anything on dredging?
We had a meeting last week, Mayor, and Tony Pasquale, D. Pasquale, came down to inform us that it's still in the works. Unfortunately, it's in the acquisition phase, so it's a little bit out of our hands. So we're trying to take the next step to see where our options are in that, and we're hopeful that this project can be finished by next year. So it was a productive meeting, but that's the latest and greatest.
Okay, thank you. New Jersey Avenue Infrastructure Pre-County. This project will be starting very soon. And this is the sanitary sewer and the water connections from Rambler to Cressy Road. Cressy Avenue. All right. Washington Seaview Beach Fall Outfalls, we're still waiting for the award decision from FEMA through our various grant writers. Army Corps and the NJDEP Dune, no word and nothing other than from the last time I reported, which is there was a meeting, there was some requests made. We didn't hear anything, then they followed back, they being the Army Corps, sent a letter to the state that basically said, please let us know if you're moving forward on this project. They were considering reallocating the funding somewhere else. Have not heard anything more from that point. Borough Hall renovations, the architect is still working on the concept drawings. Nothing new on that. Anybody, do you have anything you would like to add under old business? Any other comments?
When do you think, Mayor, when do you think we'll be able to receive the Borough Hall renovation actual quote? Because I received, I don't know if it was official or not, a quote from Francine about a month or two ago that was outrageously high. And I don't know if that was, he was just guessing, or if it was an actual quote. I haven't seen anything in writing. Do you think that's
Was
coming?
it in writing? Because I didn't see.
No, it wasn't in
Yeah,
writing. It was verbal, I
No,
believe.
it was just,
There's nothing there yet.
yeah, I just walked the building with the architect, and he was kind of quoting like,
Loosely.
loosely what he thought it might be. But then, of course, it depends on what the budget is, and we can always, remove certain aspects of the design once we see it.
Because I don't realize if he was serious or not with that quote, because that was a little bit extreme. So I just wanted to know if there was something coming soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can certainly send him an email just to jog him and just see where he's at with that. I do have one matter I'd like to add under old business just to keep it in front of everyone. That is the fishing pier. So just to bring everybody up to speed. So take you back, the borough received, and I'll use round numbers, $1.1 million in a boardwalk preservation trust fund towards the enhancement of that pier. The borough just awarded, or I guess authorized, an application to the Cape May County Open Spaces Board for the maximum award of $2.5 million. That would bring us to $3.6 million. The Fishing Pier Committee had a design that we were working with years ago before COVID, and it was, in round numbers, it was around a $6 million project at that time. Now it's upwards to $7 million. With that in mind, we met with engineering on site at the fishing pier and opted to do what we'll call some value engineering, which is keeping our existing pier and adding the pier into the water using the funds that we have available. That would include new decking, lighting, railings, handicap railings, and then the actual extension itself. And we're thinking that's going to come in well within our budget and much more affordable to everybody. I remind everyone that part of the Army Corps project, when we were negotiating this years ago, was a LERD credit, which we were asking for hard construction dollars of roughly $2 million to be used towards that, because they were to build their dune the way that they wanted to do it. We would have had to have taken our pier up over this dune. So that was removed from the table, although it is specifically mentioned in the state aid agreement. And so the borough is, not without that. Had that $2 million, and I'm using round numbers, been made available for hard construction dollars, that would have certainly made the project much more affordable. But as a result, now we're going to scale it back. So that's it for the fishing pier. Mark, can you get me a copy of the plan and the design that we have that your office is working on, so we can get that up online, and a bigger plan so that we can show the public what that is, perhaps by the next meeting. Okay. Public comments. We're going to start with anybody here in the audience. Just need your name. Do not need your address. Please come on up to the microphone, and please keep in mind the Open Public Meetings Act parameters, which I read earlier today.
Dave McWilliams, just a couple questions. 2 different providers for medical insurance and prescriptions? Seems a little different.
One's for retirees, one's for active.
Thank you. The fishing pier, that's a done deal? We're going to extend this fishing pier so that in 10 years from now, when we don't do this beach project, it's dry locked again? You're going to extend the pier, and with the way the beach is going, at some point in time, we're going to be dry again. Have we already made the decision that we're going to do this project, or are we still thinking about doing this project?
So right now, we're trying to get all the funding in line. If the funding lines up, then it would be, I mean, I can't speak for my fellow governing body members, but it would be my intention to move forward with the project.
Okay, so you're going to present that to the public at some point in time, give
Yeah.
us a chance to tell you what a bad idea I think it is?
Sure.
Okay. Dune project. I thought that at the end of September or end of August, there was some kind of drop-dead date where if we hadn't heard back. At what point in time do we get some resolution? Because clearly, if the Corps is going to reallocate money, that means the project's not going forward. When do we get any idea when we hear definitively one way or the other?
No, it's completely between the Army Corps, who's providing the funding to the state, which is a partner, and then we have not been put on notice one way or the other if they're going to make modifications or they're not making modifications, and this is the way. We had a conference call, we said our piece, and we're just waiting to hear back.
So at some point in time, the state can go back and say, yes, we're going to do this project.
They could say that, sure.
And then what's our next step?
Legal.
I'm sorry, I'm misunderstood. You're saying if they decide they want to move forward with the project?
Yeah, I mean, this is a project that's been ongoing for quite some time now. At some point in time, they could just say, you know what, I hear you, but too bad, we're going to do it.
Well, they would have to do that by eminent domain, so that would be that would draw the project out for sure. That would be a costly legal battle for them and for us, I'm assuming.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Anybody else? Public comment?
My name's Chris Hughes. I guess I have a question about the back beach excavation. What exactly is that?
So there's areas, before the season, we had the beach surveyed for the lowest lying areas, so behind the dunes, specifically from Rambler South, that were having problems with water ponding. So we took those areas and excavated those areas so that it was flat and it could absorb the water.
Okay.
We were now discussing what needs to happen potentially for next year. Similar projects. Is it the whole beach? Is it just certain sections of the beach? And is it also easterly of the existing dune system as well? Because there still is some low-lying areas.
Okay. Now, it's my understanding that they use the sand fencing, like the beach fencing, to catch the sand to build the sand dunes.
Hmm?
Is there any way to use that for the back beach in the crest?
Yes, that is actually,
Could we put that before the dunes that we have now in the area between the trash cans and the dunes all winter
yes.
to collect the sand, to just catch the sand that blows, because it does. And I don't know about anybody who spends time on the beach in the winter here. I drive it actively all winter. I mean, it's like this. It's not flat. It's only flat because we rake it for the summer. So just as an inexpensive way to try to catch sand.
That is exactly the plan that we are putting in place this fall. Public Works is in the process of work. They're working with our environmental engineer. There's going to be some surveying done some additional surveying done as needed on the beach to plant the snow fence, capture the sand, and then we'll see how that goes to
Remove
help
the
raise
fence,
it.
spread
Correct.
the
Then
sand out.
we'll remove the sand before the summer
You
starts
know what I
next
mean?
year.
Okay.
Yep.
And the other thing is I mean, everybody talks about the project to replenish the beach. We all know the water comes from the bay, the dredging project. I haven't been to any dredging meetings, but I'm glad that that's happening. The water comes way more in the street from the bay than it does the ocean. If you walk the bike path, there's about 3 or 4 blocks that get actively trimmed every spring, and you can see them, especially close to the boardwalk. You walk the bike path, one section of dune grass or dune plants is 10 feet high. You walk over a block, it's 5 feet high. How's that even possible? If you're here in the springtime and you walk the bike path in the springtime, you can catch people out there completely cutting everything, including the Wildwood Crest Department of Public Works. I don't understand why they do it when those beach plants are what holds the sand there. In theory, if the dune plants are 10 feet tall and there's a 6-foot gap between the top of those plants and the sand, it's not gonna blow as much. If those plants are 5 feet tall and there's only 2 feet from the top of those plants to the sand, it's probably gonna blow the sand away a lot easier. Just a theory. So is there a way to just try to help protect the dunes that we have, like a planting system or something where like we can plant plants that have wide root systems and deep root systems and help protect the dunes that we have that are unlike any other ones in New Jersey, in my opinion. So that's just.
Agreed. Yep. And just to comment on that, on your last comment. So we did ask our environmental engineer. There is, the state does allow some pruning of the dune system before the budding season. We're getting our hands around those parameters again.
Yeah.
The biggest thing we have the vegetation that grows over this, it covers up some of the walkways as you head down to the beach.
Dead middle.
Yeah.
You can see it. Everybody sees it. Most people don't pay attention to it. We happen to just really pay attention to it. It's clear as day the minute that you notice it because you can stand and look one block over.
Yep.
And it's
Yeah.
just obvious.
Yeah, as soon as we get the information from our environmental consultant, I'll report back on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning. David Thompson. Just wondering with an update on the Crocus, New Jersey property auction. Did you get minimum bid, and are we moving along with that?
So we did go out to bid. We did not get any bids received. We are hearing some concerns with respect to I'll call it the marketability of the project. So we're going to ask our construction department, our code department, and public works to do a walkthrough of the building and clean up anything that needs to be cleaned up, and then we'll go back out to bid at some point later this year.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to reiterate my opposition to selling that property, regardless of the Pittsburgh Avenue property. That was originally purchased with the idea of parking for the New Jersey Avenue Business District. Now, you're starting with the construction, the county will come in and do theirs, and I do believe the future of New Jersey Avenue, it will change and come back to be a vibrant shopping area if we actually work it properly. You're seeing now the construction on the corner of Columbine, New Jersey. That, to me, is probably the beginning of it. The fact that we've now allowed them to build 3 stories above the first floor because of the housing requirement with the state, I think that's going to be one of the next areas for investment and improvement there. I can't imagine that the property, Harry D's property, and the little building next door to it, perfect area for a developer to come in, tear them down, and build the living units upstairs, which will create customers for the businesses, new business downstairs. But that was bought for parking for the future for New Jersey Avenue, and I still think that that is the best possibility for there. You look at Jellyfish Cafe, they have no parking over there. Not their fault. I mean, this is the way the town was developed years and years ago and allowed that to happen. Obviously, it would require the purchase of the small house next to Leader Printers, but that could be a viable parking area, not only for the tourists, not only for the businesses there, but the locals in the area as well could park there overnight if necessary. You could have that metered where you'd get a little bit of revenue from it as well. Not that it's really a revenue generator, although it would help. But I think it's very important to consider that for New Jersey Avenue, the future of that business district. It's what it was bought for, and I would, again, I think we should really reconsider selling that. If you want to buy that other lot, figure a way to buy it. Not that I'm really for that either, but I'm really opposed to selling that property at Crocus in New Jersey. Thank you.
Yep. Anybody else? Public comment?
My apologies. Dave McWilliams. I want to thank the borough for all the work at 8105 New Jersey. The lot's much improved. I thought we were done. My neighbor Jennifer, who's got a different perspective on the lot, indicates that there's still some containers, et cetera, behind the shed that's on the lot. So if we have an opportunity to address that, then we'd be 100%, not 95. But thanks for everything that's going on so far.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else? Public comment? Anybody on the conference line have any public comment? Okay, hearing none, we'll go to commissioner comments.
I'd like to thank, first of all, the air show was, I think, a very good success. And I believe that all our departments performed well. Public safety did keep traffic out of where they were supposed to be. I think it's good for the town, so I just wanted to thank everybody for that and thank our departments.
I have just a concern about the parks that we're redoing, apparently. At the Centennial Park, we received a quote maybe a month ago or so of almost $300,000 for bollards, and to redo that, I don't know if that's changed or not. I think Francine mentioned that might have changed that quote, but we also have 7 other parks. So are we doing those parks as with this park included too, or is it just this park right now? Because I'm concerned about the cost, how it's going to balloon up, and factor in this building that's a $2 to $5 million project potentially, and then this one was almost $300,000 for one park, and then I received another quote for cameras that I guess we're discussing after. Where's the priority, and how much money are we going to be spending on all these different projects? I'm concerned about it. So is there a plan to do other parks? Because if you do one, I think you have to do all of them.
I think that's a concern of us all. It has to be a commissioner-agreed thing. When it comes to public safety, I know that the chief and I were discussing Centennial Park as having some issues, and I don't want to get into anything that can allow anybody to think of things that are not good for us. But potentially, that park was the first one that we wanted to tighten up with the ballards. If you remember, and you guys did vote on it, we were going to construct instead of those plastic barriers down there, we were going to use the concrete ones, and backed off of that because of the weight, and maybe it wasn't the correct way to go. But we still do believe 100% that public safety and in those parks are essential. Right now, every day, we're just hoping something doesn't happen. And as you can see, the world is changing. So going back to your original question, how we're going to do it, I think we have to phase it, and I think we discussed that before. I think you understand that because you were in the discussion of it. Also, the security cameras, I feel, and the chief feels that, and I'm sorry to speak for you, chief, if it's okay with you. They're an important essential for our community. We did have a situation that happened at the Splash Park, and we were fortunate enough to have our security cameras right there. So for potential litigation, we're covered. I believe the security cameras are important. I know that there are some grants out there that we're going to be more than happy to explore, but I know that's what we need to look at. But right now, the ballards, I think Don had, and I haven't seen it in a while, had a concept for the park. If I'm right or wrong, please correct me, that would kind of address some of these things. But once again, it's a community matter. I think everybody has to weigh in on it and see if it fits, if it's conducive to what we want. So yes, we are looking at it, but it has to be phased in. I hope that answered the question.
Yeah,
So what are we doing? What do we do first? So that's my question is.
Question is, we're looking at Centennial Park, and we're looking at funding. And then for the overall, we didn't want to put something in there when I say we, public safety, until really the concept of that park. But that's, of Centennial Park is approved, but that would be the first area. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chief.
Yeah.
Chief?
If I can, so let me just go back and, so we originally had the approval of those concrete barriers, I'll call it for lack for a better term. It was too late in the season. The borough opted to put back up what was always been there to get us through for this year. So rather than spending money on those concrete barriers, just put the money towards the actual park itself. So last week, engineering, our landscape architect, Trish Francine and myself and Public Works, with the chief and the captain, we walked Centennial Park again and came up with a good plan. We're just waiting for the details to come back from the architect, which will keep the open space of the park, but also add the security features that the police department is concerned about, so that when we have large gatherings, the public's protected.
And I believe that's a smart way to go that way. So,
To that, we're just waiting on the details from the architect.
Financially, if you just look in the country, car loans, credit card loans, all-time high. So we're going out and spending maybe $5 million on this building, potentially, $300,000 on Centennial Park, and then I got a quote for 9 cameras, which is almost $200,000. So my concern is the spending. Yes, I'm all about the safety of it, but when does it stop? When does the spending stop? Because
when the
this
need
is
stops.
outrageous.
When the need stops.
Well, I think you're going to run into a problem, Commissioner, that people can't afford to pay their credit card debt. They can't afford to
Agreed,
pay their
100%.
loans.
That's why we're going to phase it in. Don't make it look, and I'm surprised we're talking like this right now.
Because
I
I'm looking at
think-
the numbers
I think-
and they're outrageous.
I think that you know better.
I-
And the problem is right now.
It's not your money. It's their
It
money.
is our money.
It's their money.
It's our money. I pay taxes too. I think you're blowing it way out of proportion. I understand your concern. I understand the money. I believe that we were going to phase it in. We're not going to take $20 million and try to just get everything done all at once. But there are priorities, and that has to be through our police department, public safety, to prioritize what we need to do. But it's a phase-in. It's not an altogether hit. So if the building comes in, the park comes in, the security comes in, I guess that's what we need to do as commissioners, to stand up and see what the right thing is to do for our town and our borough. And that's the way I feel. Thank you. I didn't
Okay.
mean to say all that.
Anybody else? Anything else?
I'm good.
Okay. Public comment. So tomorrow is 9/11. Just want to remind everyone of our 9/11 services at Alamino Park. Starts at 5:30 tomorrow. Hope to see everybody there. Never forget. All right. That said,
Yes.
That said, I'm going to read the resolution. It's authorizing the executive closed in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, specifically NJSA 10:4-12B, with regard to 3 items: tactics and techniques for safety and security, potential litigation for a bulkhead violation, and employment terms and conditions for a PPM. Can I get a motion?
Motion it.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
yes.
I have 10:08, sir.
Safety's on there. I'm going to ask the chief to say.
Sure.
Okay.